Hey, another video. This one's going to be on Elvis Costello memorabilia. Um, if you've watched some of my other videos, I think you can probably tell pretty well I'm a pretty big Elvis Costello fan. So this is going to be everything I have that's not on vinyl or CD. So there's going to be tour programs, there's going to be some vintage buttons, and then a couple other little miscellaneous things. So anyway, the tour programs are in somewhat chronological order. I'm going to show those first. So let's get to it. The first tour program is from '81. This one's pretty boring compared to some of the other ones. This just looks like one the venue made, maybe. But it's Rump presents Elvis Costello and the Attractions, and the opening band is Squeeze, which is pretty cool. February 6th, 8 p.m. at the Barn. Most of the inside is ads, but it does have a little write-up on Squeeze, and then it also has a little bit of a longer write-up on Elvis Costello. But the kind of unusual thing about this is on the back cover of this, you get a fake biography of Elvis Costello. So I'll just read that to you. Born to dirt poor sharecroppers in 1934, Brad Van Pelt, a.k.a. Elvis Costello. The circumstances surrounding the name change are cloudy at best. Overcame incredible hardships to become rock and roll god. Here are some obscure facts concerning the behemoth of pop you may or may not know or care about today. Elvis Costello played 11 years of professional baseball under the name Catfish Hunter. The Attractions, Elvis's band, are Elvis's son by his marriage to actress Gail Storm. Elvis spent a year living in New Jersey Turnpike, gathering source material for his hit song Accidents Will Happen. So, and I'm not making any of that up. It says that on here, which is pretty funny. The next one is a little bit more of an official one. I think this is from '82. So that would have been the tour promoting, Imperial Bedroom, I believe. And this has some really interesting pictures. It has a nice gatefold of him, one of the promo shots for Get Happy. It has this nice picture, which is, I think, was used for a 45 sleeve. You get another kind of write-up of him. Some more pictures. There's some pictures in some of these that I've never seen before. You get a really nice page on the discography, and it even goes into promos like the Live at the El Macabo promo, and then US and UK variations. So it talks about Taking Liberties, which is what we got here, and 10 Bloody Marys and 10 How's Your Fathers, which is what they got in the UK. Now, this was a picture I thought was really cool. I'd never seen this before. It's him reading the Monkees Annual, which looks like a photo from like the Trust era, because he's got those red tinted glasses. Then you get another shot of him, and kind of a negative of the picture for My Aim Is True. So yeah, that's the one from '82. This one is from '83, and this was for the Punch the Clock tour. This is the first tour program I ever got. Most of these are off eBay. I don't really see this kind of stuff in person, but this has some cool pictures too. Get a nice picture there of him. This was kind of during the beginning of the beard era, which I really do not like on him. What else do you get in here? I'm trying not to make this too long. Hopefully this is interesting. Oh, this picture is really interesting. It's him playing in a sombrero, a really oversized sombrero. But you also get like a picture from the Clubland video. Picture of the attractions. And this page here just looks awful. So yeah, this one is pretty nice too. You get a signature from him here at the bottom. What else is interesting about this one? Oh yeah, this collage. This looks really cool. Some interesting pictures. Get that there. This is going to be me showing a lot of pictures, so I hope this isn't too boring. So anyway, yeah, that's from 83 Punch the Clock Tour. This next one is from 84. It's another pretty big one. This is summer of 84. Elvis in the Attractions. You get, once again, some good pictures. This was used, I think, on the inner sleeve of Trust, this image. You get some kind of strange writings. The Untold Story of Maurice Worm. I don't know why that's in there. You get this really, really cool picture of him and Nick Lowe, and I'm not sure who that is. And then this picture here was looks like an outtake from the photos used on the inner sleeve of Armed Forces. Picture of him on SNL. Stuff about discography and who played on the tour. More about that kind of stuff. Some more pictures. So this must have been promoting Goodbye Cruel World, which is a pretty bad album. It's not awful, just the production is very dated. So I'm not sure. Oh, this is from these photos along here are from an incident where he went to Japan in '78 and played on top of a bus and tried to give people records, and I guess no one wanted it, and they got I think detained but not arrested. There's some interview somewhere on some talk show where he talks about that. The next one is also from '84, and this is kind of one of those homemade looking ones. Garden State Arts Center Summer Festival '84. This is, once again, like the other kind of homemade one, a lot of ads. I don't think this one is as interesting. It does have kind of another write-up on his career, some information about him. But there's not really any pictures or anything super interesting. Last one I have is, I think this is from '86. And this was the Spinning Song Wheel or Spinning Songbook Tour. This tour was really interesting because he would have a big wheel that you would spin and it would determine what song. But there would be some kind of weird songs on there. There's a video of him where he spins the wheel and Pop Life by Prince comes up and he covers Pop Life live. So this has pictures of that spinning wheel. This one probably is my favorite. You get a picture of him with George Jones when they were recording Stranger in the House. Some outtakes from the photo session of the picture sleeve of Allison. Him with a bunch of children. That's kind of a weird photo. And here's the song wheel I was talking about. You can kind of make out some of the songs on here. Blood and Chocolate, Wild Choice, not sure what that means. Poor Deportee. A lot of covers. It says Wild Choice a lot. I'm not sure what that means. I know for these shows there was normally would be an MC. And I think I saw one show where the MC was Tom Waits, and one where I think the MC was Paul Weller. And from the footage I've seen, you spun the wheel. He'd have an audience member come up and spin the wheel, and then they either could go back into the audience or they could dance in the go-go cage. So that's kind of cool. I think in like 2011 or 2012, he redid that kind of tour, which would have been really cool to see. There's I think a concert video of that 2012 tour, and I've watched some of it, and he sounds really good. So anyway, as for miscellaneous items, I have 2 VHS tapes. I have the best of Elvis Costello attractions, and this is all music videos. So this has every video up until 84. There was some really good music videos after this. There was the This Town video from the Spike album where he's dressed up as a devil. And that's on YouTube, but it's really low quality. And then I also have this one, Elvis Costello Live, A Case for Song. This is from, what year is this from? This is in the 90s, I think. 96, this is from. So I think the album that came out around this time was All This Useless Beauty, maybe? But it has some really interesting stuff. He kind of reworked some of the songs, so he uses different instruments. You get kind of a toned-down version of Accidents Will Happen, Little Atoms. There's a version of Pump It Up on this where he uses the accordion, which is kind of cool. You get Riot Act, which I don't really see him play very often. Veronica, Indoor Fireworks, a really, really good version of Pills and Soap. Complicated Shadows, and Watching the Detectives, and then it ends with I Want to Vanish. Some of this is him in the attractions, and then some of this is him in the, I think it's pronounced Brodsky Quartet. But yeah, it's just kind of another thing that I watch occasionally. It's kind of cool to have. So, yeah. Other miscellaneous items. This sticker that was used to promote armed forces, which is in really nice condition. I'm not going to use it. It's cool to have. This little kind of, it's almost like a felt material, and I think it's like a felt sticker, and it's to promote Trust on Philadelphia radio. WMMR 93.3 welcomes Elvis Costello to Philadelphia. So that's pretty cool. And then it tells you on the back how much it costs for Trust. So you can buy the LP for $5.39 or the tape for $5.89. And then the last miscellaneous thing I have is, when is this from? A ticket stub from 1991. And that was at Garden State Arts Center. I wonder if anyone opened for him. How much did it cost? $25 to get in. Wow. So that's pretty cool. I like ticket stubs, but I'd collect them, but I just, I don't know. There's just always something online I want more, you know. So anyway, that's cool. So that was the miscellaneous stuff. Okay, so now for the pins. These are all vintage buttons. We do have a button maker, and I have made some Elvis Costello buttons for myself that I wear, but these are old ones. So the earliest ones I have are from, I think this is probably from 78. It might be from 77. And it's Elvis Costello Wants You. It has a little picture of him pointing with a kind of weird illustration of his face. The next couple are really small. It's these 3 sort of little teeny tiny pins. I think these are also from 78. This one says Elvis Costello, this year's model, made in 1954 for 1993, which is pretty cool. And then there's 2 of just his face. So the next one, I'm not sure when this one is from. Based on the picture of him, I think it's probably from 78, 79. And this one is my favorite because it's a square button, and I love square buttons, and it's mirrored. And it says King Costello there. It has cool reflective back cover, and this is actually, it's cracking in certain areas. It's actually glass on the front. So that one's pretty cool. I have this one square one from the American cover of the single for I Can't Stand Up for Falling Down. And then I have this slightly bigger square one for Taking Liberties. It's just the album cover. The next one, I think, based on his glasses, is from '81. And it's just a picture of him, but he's got those red tinted glasses that he wore on the Trust album cover. So I think it's probably from Trust. And then the last one is WPLJ 95.5, excuse me, the Dr. Pepper Music Festival 1982. And it's just a kind of cool picture of him. And then I'm going to end with something I didn't want to put in the tour programs, but I didn't want to put in the miscellaneous. And it's a magazine. This is an issue of Trouser Press from 1981. And Elvis Costello, A Look Inside. So this has some, I mean, obviously it has stuff about Elvis Costello. It has a nice long article. But you get some other interesting stuff. You get an ad for the Plimsolls, the back covers for Sandinista by The Clash. There's an ad for an Alan Vega record. There's an article about Motorhead. There's this weird illustration of The Clash. It's just a cool magazine. I have another issue of Trouser Press with the cover being Devo. But maybe if I do like a Devo memorabilia video, I'll do that. So anyway, yeah, that was it. This probably won't be super interesting to people who don't like Elvis Costello or aren't really into him, but he's one of my favorites. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey, another video. This one's going to be a little different. This is going to be Elvis Costello memorabilia. Elvis Costello is, I think if you've watched some of my videos, you can tell I like Elvis Costello a lot. I'd say he's my favorite artist, up there with Devo. I think they're probably tied. So I have some tour programs, I have some vintage buttons, I have a couple VHS tapes, and then I have a few other miscellaneous items. So I'm going to start over. Ugh.